It began as a routine interview in Nairobi. Cameras rolling, questions flowing, the topic was the Tokyo World Championships and Noah Lyles' gold medal. Then, Ferdinand Omanyala leaned forward and said something no one expected from Africa's fastest man. In seconds, the room went silent, and the sprinting world felt the impact. Ferdinand Omanyala spoke to Sporty FM after the Tokyo 2025 World Championships, where he was eliminated in the semi-final stage. Seville won the 100-meter final with a personal best time of 9.77 seconds, edging out countryman Usain Thompson, who settled for silver on 9.82 seconds, while Noah Lyles took bronze on 9.89 seconds. The race took place on the 14th of September 2025. Omanyala explained that Seville benefited from Lesotho Tobago's disqualification in the final. It's hard, but I think for him, he actually had an advantage because Tobago wasn't there, Omanyala said. So, on one of his sides, he didn't have that immediate pressure, and he could see how the race was unfolding. The Kenyan sprinter discussed lane placement and its impact on races. From the outer lanes, you can see everyone, he said, but when you're in good shape, it doesn't matter. At the 2023 World Athletics Championships, Sha'Carri Richardson won the event from lane 3, and Justin Gatlin beat Usain Bolt from lane 8. When you execute your race, the lane doesn't matter. Omanyala holds the African record of 9.77 seconds, set on the 18th of September 2021 at the Kip Keino Classic in Nairobi. He finished second behind American Trayvon Bromell, who ran 9.76 seconds. The time made Omanyala the 10th fastest man of all time in the 100 meters. He broke South African Akani Simbine's previous African record of 9.84 seconds. The reigning Commonwealth Games champion struggled with injuries during the 2024 and 2025 seasons. He changed coaches and returned to work with Duncan Ayemba, who guided him to his African record in 2021. Ayemba's return signals Omanyala's determination to stage a comeback for the 2026 season. In an interview with Sporty FM, Omanyala declined to single out any sprinter as his toughest opponent. He stated confidently that he has beaten every major rival he has faced, including Noah Lyles, Seville, Lesotho Tobago, and Usain Thompson. Right now, none, because I've beaten all of them, Omanyala said. The statement carries weight. Omanyala has defeated each of these sprinters at various points in his career. He acknowledged that Noah Lyles has edged him in their most recent encounters, including at the Paris Diamond League and the Racers Grand Prix. However, those recent results do not diminish his belief in his ability. Omanyala maintained that he has yet to meet a sprinter capable of truly testing his limits. He expressed firm confidence that his best performances are still ahead of him. The 29-year-old sprinter from Kenya believes his return to coach Ayemba will restore the form that made him Africa's fastest man. He shared insights into his mental preparation routine. I watch my good races before every competition. It reminds me who I am and what I've done, he said. The practice keeps him grounded and confident despite recent setbacks. Omanyala emphasized the importance of studying the competition before each race. We always check the lineup. If you know someone is faster at the start or stronger at the end, it gives you that adrenaline rush, he explained. Facing names like Lyles or Thompson pushes your mind to another level. The African champion addressed what success means to him. When asked whether he would prefer breaking a world record or winning an Olympic gold medal, Omanyala chose the record. I'll go with the world record. The world record will be good because your appearance fee in one race will be more than the gold medal at the Olympics, he said. He explained the financial logic behind his preference. You might win the gold medal with 10 seconds, but you have the world record with, let's say, 9.55 seconds. Every race, you will be a world record holder, and your appearance fee will shoot up. The current men's 100-meter world record stands at 9.58 seconds, set by Usain Bolt at the 2009 World Championships in Berlin. Omanyala's hypothetical time of 9.55 seconds would shatter Bolt's mark by 0.03 seconds. The statement reveals Omanyala's ambition to rewrite sprinting history. At the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, Omanyala won gold in the 100 meters. He also claimed the African Championship title in 2022 inches Mauritius. His personal best of 9.77 seconds equals Seville's winning time from the Tokyo World Championships. Omanyala made his Olympic debut at Tokyo 2020 inches 2021. He reached the semi-final round, running 10 seconds to set a new Kenyan national record at the time. He finished 0.04 seconds behind eventual silver medalist Fred Kerley and 0.02 seconds behind eventual bronze medalist Andre de Grasse. Before setting the African record in September 2021, Omanyala had already broken the 10-second barrier in August 2021. He ran 9.86 seconds in Austria, becoming the first Kenyan ever to break 10 seconds in the 100 meters. That performance came weeks after his Olympic semi-final. The sprinter began his athletics career in 2016 as a chemistry student at the University of Nairobi. A friend noticed his speed while he was playing rugby. He switched from rugby to track and ran 10.4 seconds in his first race in Kakamega just weeks later. Omanyala served a 14-month doping ban in 2017. He tested positive for a banned substance found in a supplement. The ban ended in 2018 and he returned to competition. His breakthrough came 3 years later with the African record. He won the African Championships again in 2022 before visa problems nearly prevented him from competing at the 2022 World Championships in Eugene, Oregon. He arrived only hours before his first-round heat and was eliminated in the semi-finals. At the 2023 World Championships in Budapest, Omanyala finished 7th in the final. Etsile Tebogo claimed silver in that race, becoming the first African man to medal in the 100 meters at a World Championships. Omanyala's 7th-place finish still marked progress from his semi-final elimination the previous year. His comments about beating all his rivals carry context. Throughout 2021 and 2022, Omanyala defeated many top sprinters in Diamond League meetings and other competitions. He has wins over multiple world-class athletes during that period. Recent struggles with injuries prevented him from maintaining that level in 2024 and 2025. The reunion with coach Duncan Ayemba represents a return to the formula that brought success. Ayemba worked with Omanyala when he set the African record and won the Commonwealth Games. Their partnership ended temporarily, but both sides recognized the need to collaborate again. Omanyala's unwavering self-belief remains his defining characteristic. Despite elimination in the semi-finals at Tokyo and 2 seasons disrupted by injuries, he refuses to view any current sprinter as superior. "I have beaten all of them," serves as both a statement of past achievement and a promise for the future. His focus shifts to 2026 with no major championship scheduled. The year offers time to rebuild fitness, regain form, and prepare for the 2026 season. He can compete in Diamond League meetings and other competitions without the pressure of World Championships or Olympics. The 2028 Los Angeles Olympics loom on the horizon. Omanyala will be 32 years old in Los Angeles. Sprinters can remain competitive into their early 30s. Justin Gatlin won Olympic silver at 35. Kim Collins reached a world final at 37. Age alone does not eliminate Omanyala from contention. Standing 1.88 meters tall and weighing approximately 88 kilograms, Omanyala possesses the physical tools for elite sprinting. His power and stride length generate speed. The challenge lies in staying healthy and translating training performances into championship results. His statement about chasing the world record over Olympic gold reveals his mindset. Omanyala thinks beyond single competitions. A world record establishes permanent legacy and generates financial rewards for years. Olympic gold medals bring glory, but world records bring both glory and sustained earning power. The 9.55 seconds target he mentioned would require dropping 0.22 seconds from his current best. That improvement represents an enormous challenge. No sprinter has run under 9.58 seconds since Bolt set the record 16 years ago. Multiple generations of sprinters have tried and failed to break Bolt's mark. Omanyala remains focused on his own path rather than external expectations. His confidence borders on defiance. The injuries that hampered 2024 and 2025 could not shake his belief. The semi-final elimination at Tokyo did not diminish his competitive fire.
Out wide, Cassiano and John. Now Gout starts to stretch away, and stretch away he does, and he's done it. He's broken the 10 seconds again. Look for the win.
This 17-year-old kid from Australia just ran faster than Usain Bolt did at the same age, and he's not stopping.
Only Johnson and Browning have done it in any conditions. Gout's now done it twice. He's just turned 17. He's a young genius.
His name is Gout. He's just a teenager from Ipswich, a quiet town in Queensland, Australia. And right now, he's the fastest young sprinter on planet Earth. When Gout was just 13 years old, something special happened. His school coach, a woman named Diane Shepherd, saw him run. She knew right away this kid was different. He won both the 100-meter and 200-meter races at a school competition. But what really caught her attention wasn't just his speed, it was his attitude. She said he was humble, really humble. In her own words, he had humility in bucket loads. Back then, in 2021, Gout was running the 200 meters in 22.68 seconds. That's fast for a 13-year-old, but nothing record-breaking. Then something amazing happened. Every single year, he got faster. And not just a little bit faster, a lot faster. By 2023, when he was 14, he broke the 21-second mark with a time of 20.87 seconds. People started paying attention, but nobody was ready for what came next.
Gout, and Josiah John out wide from WA. Josiah John, Gout though now shows his class. Gout from Queensland, 20.87.
December 2024, just before his 17th birthday, the Australian All-Schools Championships in Brisbane. This is where everything changed. Gout lined up in lane 7 for the 200-meter final. There had been a false start earlier, but he stayed calm. When the gun went off, he exploded out of the blocks. He came around the curve like a rocket. By the time he hit the final straight, he was way ahead of everyone else. When he crossed the finish line, the clock showed 20.04 seconds. The crowd went crazy. Gout dropped to one knee and pointed to the sky. He couldn't believe what just happened. That time didn't just break the Australian record. It didn't just make him the fastest 16-year-old in history. It broke Usain Bolt's under-16 world record. Bolt had run 20.13 seconds when he was the same age. Gout beat it by almost a tenth of a second. After the race, Gout was in shock. He said it was pretty crazy and he couldn't process it right then. He told reporters something that shows just how young he really is. He said, "These are adults, and me, I'm just a kid, and I'm running them down." He admitted he'd been chasing that record, but he didn't think it would come this year. He thought maybe next year or the year after. But wait, there's more from that same competition. The day before his record-breaking 200 meters, Gout ran the 100 meters. In the heats, he ran 10.04 seconds with too much wind to count as official.
So we're away, a really good start there, and now starts to move through his Gout to the Queenslander. He hasn't even touched the ground yet, the young man, and he's boomed away here in the heats, and he's gone. 10.05!
In the final, he ran 10.17 seconds legally. That broke the Australian under-18 record. In just 2 days, this teenager broke two of the biggest records in Australian sprinting history.
Gout, that is absolutely unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, that is history.
People started comparing him to Usain Bolt, and they had good reasons. Gout is 6 feet 2 inches tall, just like Bolt was at his age. His running style looks similar. Even his relaxed attitude and big smile remind people of the Jamaican legend. And here's the thing that made everyone's jaw drop. Bolt himself had watched Gout's videos and said the kid looks like young me. Jane Fleming, the president of Athletics Australia, didn't hold back. She said, "If I've ever seen anybody run like Bolt and built like him, he is it." The world took notice. Videos of Gout running went viral on social media. Fans started calling him the future of the 200 meters. His coach, Dee Shepherd, said the cork was out of the genie bottle now. Suddenly, this quiet kid from Ipswich couldn't walk around without people recognizing him. Even with all this attention, he stayed humble. He kept training, he kept listening to his coach, and he kept getting faster. March 2025. The Queensland State Championships. This is where Gout did something no Australian had ever done before. In the morning heats, he ran 20.05 seconds. That was the fastest legal time in the world for the year, just 1/100th of a second off his own Australian record. But he wasn't done yet. The final came a few hours later. Gout said he had a bad start and honestly didn't feel like running. But then he came off the turn, felt the wind behind him, and decided to just go for it. He said, "I felt literally free. I had 80 meters left to go, and I thought, let's send it." When he crossed the line, the clock showed 19.98 seconds, under 20 seconds, the first Australian ever to do it. Now, the wind was too strong for it to count as an official record, but that doesn't matter, he did it. Less than 140 athletes in history have ever run the 200 meters that fast under any conditions. And Gout is only the 7th person under 20 years old to break that barrier. The crowd behind him was huge. He said seeing all those people helped him run faster. Then he said something beautiful. He talked about how he used to watch Usain Bolt on the news and get goosebumps. Now he was giving other people goosebumps. He said he wanted to keep doing that. April 2025, Perth, Australia. The Australian Athletics Championships. This is where Gout made history again, twice in one day. The 100-meter heats came first. Gout crossed the line in 9.99 seconds, under 10 seconds for the first time in his life, but the wind was too strong, so it didn't count officially. A few hours later, the final. Same thing. 9.99 seconds exactly. Same wind problem. It didn't count officially. But Gout didn't care about that. He said sometimes it's frustrating, but you can't control what you can't control. You just have to learn to run with the wind or against it. He was happy because breaking 10 seconds in the 100 meters boosts his confidence for his main event, the 200 meters. That Sunday, Gout won the Australian 200-meter national title, not the under-20 championship, the full national championship, against adults. He ran 19.84 seconds with wind assistance. That's faster than Usain Bolt ran when he was under 20. That's faster than Justin Gatlin ran at the same age. Only Arian Knighton, an American sprinter, has run faster as a teenager. Before the race, two other runners false started. Gout said he felt nervous but kept his composure. He said this stuff happens and you can't control it. When the gun finally went off for real, he exploded from the blocks and left everyone behind. After the race, he said, "Feels really good, that's what I've been chasing. Top speed is my gift. I used it, took off, and I got sub 20, so I couldn't be happier." The crowd at the championship was 3 times bigger than the year before. About 80 journalists showed up, 3 times more than usual. Everyone wanted to see Gout run. He understood what it meant. He said, "This is what Athletics Australia needs. This is what we wake up in the morning for." September 2025, Tokyo, Japan. The World Athletics Championships. This was the big test. Gout's first major senior competition. He was still just 17 years old. He was also still in year 12 at school, trying to balance his studies with being the most talked-about sprinter in the world. When he lined up for his 200-meter heat, he was the youngest athlete in the entire competition. The crowd gave him one of the biggest cheers of the night. He finished third in his heat with a time of 20.23 seconds and qualified for the semi-finals. After the race, he said it was a memorable experience. He said competing at the junior level and competing here felt completely different. The field was insane. He knew he had to step up and prove himself. The semi-final came the next day. Gout ran 20.36 seconds and finished fourth in his race. That wasn't fast enough to make the final. To qualify, he would have needed to run 19.97 seconds. The winner of his semi-final, Brian Level from Jamaica, ran much faster. And in another semi-final, Noah Lyles ran 19.51 seconds, the fastest time in the world this year. Gout didn't make the final, but he wasn't sad about it. And he has time, so much time. He's only 17. The 2032 Olympics will be in Brisbane, Australia, his home country. He'll be 24 years old then, right in his prime.
Gout winding up and winding up. It's Lavelle to Bogo. Gout gets through to fourth. It's 1978.
17-year-old Gout was supposed to be the next big thing in sprinting, but his world championship debut just ended with some harsh criticism that's got everyone talking. On Thursday night in Tokyo, the atmosphere at Japan National Stadium was electric as the men's 200-meter semifinals got underway. Light rain was falling, making the track slippery, but that didn't stop the world's fastest men from putting on a show, and right in the middle of it all was Australia's teenage sensation, Gout, carrying the hopes of an entire nation on his young shoulders. The kid had already made history just by being there. At 17 years old, he became the youngest man ever selected for an Australian World Championships team. That's not just impressive, it's unprecedented. But making the team and competing with the big boys are two very different things, as Gout was about to discover. When the gun fired for the second semifinal, Gout found himself in a loaded heat. Brian Level from Jamaica was there, along with Olympic champion Letsila Tebogo from Botswana. These weren't just fast guys. These were the absolute best in the world. Men who had been doing this at the highest level for years. Coming around the bend, Gout was sitting in 7th place. Not exactly where you want to be in a semifinal, but then something beautiful happened. The same finishing speed that first caught the world's attention kicked in. He powered down the home straight, his long strides eating up the track as he moved past runner after runner. When the dust settled, Gout had finished fourth with a time of 20.36 seconds. In any other context, that would be cause for celebration. But in a World Championship semifinal, it meant one thing. He was going home. To make the final, he needed to run 19.97 seconds or faster. His time left him as the 18th fastest overall and 12th among the non-automatic qualifiers.